ॐ ज्ञानं तिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया अक्षरान्वितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपा साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री
राधा कृष्ण
श्रीराधा कृष्णपादा सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्ता राधा नमोस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दामहेश्वरि वृषभानुस्तुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Very good, Amma. So I'm happy today many have joined who are not in the past joining. So we are, this is the, I think this is the fourth, this is the fourth class for chapter 1. Today we'll be completing chapter 1. Chapter 1 mostly has gone on introduction, and we discussed lot of stories in chapter 1 about various characters in Bhagavad Gita. So, so today actually we'll come to the main part of chapter 1, why Bhagavad Gita was told. We'll go to the main chapter, main portion of the chapter 1. Okay.
Mataji, we were in 12th sloka.
25th, Amma. Who is that?
Mataji, did we have a class on Thursday?
Not Thursday. We had class on Sunday only, evening 8 o'clock.
Evening 8 o'clock also?
Yes.
Mataji, we are in 26th sloka.
Yes, 25 we have completed. Last week we had class. Your people are not seeing the WhatsApp group. That day actually, I was supposed to go on tour, which I did not go. So I was back at 4 o'clock in the evening, afternoon. So at 8 o'clock I've taken the class. That recording is also kept there. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Is that, I have given the YouTube recording, no?
Okay, Mataji.
Who said we are in 12th chapter? I didn't get the name.
Mataji, Nihal.
Nihal. Oh, last week you didn't hear. Anyway, the YouTube recording is there. You please.
Mataji, I was there last week.
Yeah, you are there, Ditesh. So, whoever has not heard last week, please hear the YouTube recording and answer the Google question answers also. Whoever answers all the question answers, all the weeks, they'll have prizes. Next week, after this week's class is over, I'll announce the results for chapter 1. So whoever has not attempted last week, please, the Google form is still open. It will be open until I post the question answers for this week's lesson. So you can listen to that and post. Only 7 have posted. Okay. So we are in chapter 25th. So initially, for those who have not heard what is that we have learned in this. Initially, this chapter 1 was started by, the first sloka was by Dhritarashtra, who wanted to hear what are Kauravas and Pandavas doing in the war
Kurukshetra.
In Kurukshetra. So we have discussed why it is Kurukshetra, why they have selected Kurukshetra, why it is called as Dharmakshetra, and then who are all the people, why, about the strategies of Duryodhana, who are all on Duryodhana's side, who are all on Pandava's side, and why they are like that. All these characters we have discussed, and we have also discussed about many stories, background for all those things. That's why this chapter has taken quite 4 weeks. And later we have seen the arrangement, how about the army, how it was arranged. And then we discussed about the blowing of conch shells, which indicates the beginning of war. After all the blowing of conch shells, then we have discussed about the chariot of Arjuna. How the chariot, from how did he get the chariot, and what is the importance of the chariot also we have discussed. And that is when both the sides the conch shells were blown, when the war was about to begin, then Arjuna started talking. When he has started talking, and what did he say? He wanted he wanted to see who are all the warriors, who are all the great warriors who are ready to fight on the evil-minded Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana. He wanted to see who are all the people who are supporting Duryodhana. So when he said that, Krishna has brought the chariot and kept it in between both the armies. So what did Krishna do? He brought the chariot and then kept it in front of Bhishma and Drona. And then said, see, these are all the people who have assembled. Why did he call him as Partha? Because he is son of Kunti, whose name is Partha, not Partha, Prudha. And then that's why he is called as Partha. And Krishna is known as Partha Sarathi because he was the Sarathi. He is the charioteer for Partha. So he said Partha, whenever they become, they want to express themselves very closely. This is the relation between Krishna and Arjuna. And Draupadi's brother's son is Krishna. That means Krishna and Arjuna are first cousins. That means almost like brothers. So whenever they feel that affection to each other, Krishna calls him as Partha, and Arjuna also addresses him saying that you are a son of Vasudeva. Vasudeva. So that way, because Vasudeva he is his Menamama. So that is how they keep addressing each other. So every time when they address each other also, when they address their name also, there is a meaning behind. Okay. So he said these are the people who have assembled here. So 26. Who will read this? Raise the hand.
I will.
No, Vanshika, Shrinika, you have already read, no? Somebody else. I have not unmuted all of you. So one of you, Akshaya, okay, read.
Tatra pasyat stitan partha pritan athapita mahan acharyan matulan bhartan putran sakhim statam swasuram shruddhaschaiva saneyor Ubbayor api. Translation. There Arjuna could see within the midst of the armies, parties, his fathers, grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, and also his father-in-law and well-wishers.
Other well-wishers. Okay. So here when Krishna brought the chariot and kept it in front of the Kurusenas, Arjuna has seen all of them. See, Arjuna, here, Arjuna, both the parties were, with both the sides, all these people were there. I mean, like when we say our relatives, our people, When we say these are all our close people, who else will be there? These are all the people we will have, whom we will address as ours. It can be either maximum friends, teachers, well-wishers, fathers, grandfathers, cousins, maternal uncles, and who else? Father-in-laws, everybody, grandsons, sons, all these people. See, so these are all the people who are all present in the war. That means the total family of Kuruvamsa, the total, all the kings of all the available on the earth are there. So he has seen all of them. When he has seen all of them, we can just imagine what is his mindset when he has seen all of them. Many times, okay, I'll tell you later. Okay, 27. Who will read 27?
Mataji, can I?
Yeah.
Tan samikshasya sa kaunteya sarvan bandhunavastitan krupaya paraya vishto visitanitam abravit. Translation. When the son of Kunti, Arjuna saw all these different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke thus.
Yeah. Whom did, as I told you in the previous sloka, whom is Arjuna seeing? Arjuna is seeing everybody whom he knows in the war field. That means immediately what will happen? The moment when we see everybody, lot of compassion will come into our, and whatever anger we might have in our mind, any kind of anger we have in our mind. Sometimes you are all children, but even you must have experienced this. What when we get angry on somebody, and when we are really angry with them, and when we go and face them face to face, it is not only the bad we remember the good also. When we remember the good also, 50% of the bad will go away. Then what will happen? Lot of compassion, the love, the good what we have shared with them will come into your mind. And when we think of doing some harm to the people who have done bad to us, when the compassion comes into our mind, immediately our heart melts. I remember telling you the story of Dhruva. When Dhruva was ill-treated by his stepmother, and when he wanted to go to forest and meditate on Vishnu and ask for a kingdom which is bigger than his father's, because his stepmother has insulted him, saying that you can never have a kingdom, or you can never enjoy the kingdom, because you are not born to me, but you are born to a different mother. So he thought, I'll go and pray to Vishnu and get it. What did his mother do? His mother said, go and pray to your stepmother first, and then go for the meditation. Why did she say that? Because when he is going on a task, so when he is going on a task, if the task has to be completed, has to be done completely successfully, his mind must be peaceful. So what strategy she has adopted is, go and take the blessings of your stepmother. So when he has gone and taken the blessings of his stepmother, when he faces his stepmother face to face, what will happen? 50% of his anger from his mind will go. The moment the anger goes off, his mind will become peace. So this is one thing. Whenever we have anything bad on anybody, the first thing we should do is, we should go and face them face to face and talk to them. 50% of our anger will go off. So this is one very good strategy what all of us have to adopt in our life, so that we don't develop anger on anybody, but what we develop will be only love. So here, when he has seen all of them, lot of compassion has come into his heart, and then he spoke. What did he speak? Yeah, Harshit, will you speak? Say, yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Arjuna vacha drastve mam swajanam Krishna yutsam samupastitam siddhanti mama gartrani mukham cha parisushyati. Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of the body quivering and my mouth drying up.
drying up. So this is when Arjuna started expressing his mind, that what are his feelings the moment he has seen his inner, he has seen all his lot of people. He is saying, I am seeing my Swajana here. See, Arjuna is thinking Swajanam. Swajanam means my own people. Arjuna is thinking that Swajanam, this is where we all do the mistake. We always think Swajanam, our people, means our blood relation or our friends, our teachers, the people with whom we are interacting with regularly, or our blood relations. We think that they are our Swajanam. This is when all of us forget the truth. This is the difference between a materialistic thinking and a spiritual thinking. This is here, suppose in case we put Krishna in between, suppose we put Krishna in between the people opposite to us and between us, whoever the opposite person can be, we all then will remember that we are all Swajanam of Krishna. That means there is no difference between Swajanam, and there is nobody on this earth who is not our Swajanam, because whom are we calling as Swajanam? Our blood relation. Who are we all? We are all part and parcel of Krishna. When we are part and parcel of Krishna, that means every living being on this earth has come from Krishna. When everything has come from Krishna, every one of us, everyone available, everyone born, it can be an animal, it can be a plant, it can be a creature, anybody. It is all Swajanam, and they are not anything different. Then he says, when I see the Swajanam, that means here he also started, even though he is a great devotee of Krishna, he forgot that he is he forgot, in the compassion that has come in his mind, he forgot that he is a part and parcel of Krishna, and that Krishna is everybody, and he should work only towards satisfying Krishna and not thinking about himself. So then when the moment he forgot who he is, that means that he is a part and parcel of Krishna, the compassion has come in his heart, and then he started shivering. He started shivering and mouth drying up. When will our mouth dry up? When we become very angry or very fearful, and when some aggressive thoughts come in us, immediately a lot of heat generates in our body, and then our mouth gets dried up. Here, Arjuna is not showing timidity, that he is afraid of killing all these people. What he has to show is that he cannot forget that all these people belong to Krishna. He has been, till now we have come around 25 slokas. In this, Arjuna has been addressing Krishna with various names. For the first time, Arjuna has addressed Krishna as Krishna. That means, as I told you in the previous sloka, this is when he got that one-to-one feeling with Krishna. That means one-to-one feeling that he's close to Krishna, and then he started surrendering, giving up. The moment he started giving up Krishna, he felt Krishna is a very close friend of his, relative of his, and started addressing Krishna as Krishna. Till now, he has addressed him as Rishikesa, Kesava, Madhusudana, Gopala, various names he has addressed. And here, when he has addressed Krishna is Rishikesa, we have to, what is that we learned last week? Rishikesa means a person who has got control on all our senses. That means Krishna has got control on our senses. The biggest example for this is Krishna has told Bhagavad Gita in the war field. All of us know about it, that Krishna has told Bhagavad Gita in the war field. But when Krishna has told Bhagavad Gita in the war field, how many people heard this? When Krishna is talking in the war field and when he's showing his Visvarupa in the war field, how many people would remember it? Not remember, see it, but nobody has seen and nobody has heard it. Why? Because Krishna has got the control on all our senses. Only if Krishna wishes, that we should be able to hear, we should be able to see. Krishna will be able to, we will be able to see. So here when Krishna was telling the Bhagavad Gita, he wanted only Arjuna to hear that. So only Arjuna has heard. Nobody in the, some crores and crores of people were there in the war field. None of them heard. Why? Because it is Rishikesa, Krishna the Rishikesa gave that power only to Arjuna. So here, my dear Krishna, here Arjuna addresses him as my dear Krishna. Seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit. When we are in fighting spirit, we all will fight. I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up. 29th chapter. Krishna Priya, will you read? Hare Krishna.
Can we read?
Krishna Priya, will you read?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, one of you read.
शरीरे मे रोमहर्षश्च जायते गाण्डीवं संसृते हस्तात् तत्रैव परिदह्यते. Translation. My whole body is trembling. My hair is standing on end. My bow Gandiva is slipping from my hand, and my skin is burning.
Yeah. Here Arjuna says that my whole body is trembling, my hair is standing at the end. My bow Gandiva is slipping my hand. Gandiva, we discussed about Gandiva, how he got it and what kind of a strong arrow bow it is and how he holds it. That kind of a Gandiva, it will never fall down from Krishna's hand. That was falling down. Why? Because this happens only twice. This kind of a feeling comes to people only twice. Once, when we are totally submerged in the devotion of Lord also, this kind of a feeling comes. But that time, when we are totally submerged in the love of God, in the devotion of God, it comes, but no fear will come. We will be very confident, very cool. We will have this kind of a fear, this kind of a feeling, but no fear in it. We will enjoy it. But when we think that, when we forget that Krishna is the ultimate and we are doing it for Krishna, and when we think that we are doing it, here Krishna, Arjuna is thinking that he is doing it and then he is going to kill everybody. He thought, he totally forgot that it is Krishna who is doing it, and so he got into that kind of a fearful, this is all a material fear. So he got into that kind of a material fear. 30. Yeah, who will read? Whoever has not read, please read. Who is that? Siri, you want to read? Somebody is reading?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, please read.
न च शक्नोमि अवस्थातुं भ्रमतीवा च मे मनः निमित्तानि च पश्यामि विपरीतानि केशव. Translation. I am now unable to stand here any longer. I am forgetting myself and my mind is reeling. I see only causes of misfortune, O Krishna, killer of the Kesi demon.
Okay. Translation. Here Arjuna is addressing Krishna as what do you say? Kesava. Kesava means the person who has killed the demon Kesi. Kesi, I remember to have told this story when I was talking about Krishna stories. That means he killed a demon by name Kesi, who was in the form of a horse. Why horse? Why it's so important to kill the form of a horse? Normally, whenever we compare our desires, we compare our desires with horses, because horses are we claim them as one of the fastest running animals. So our desires are also running very fast. I mean, like there is no speed, there is no control for our desires. So our desires go very fast. So here, when Krishna here, the reason for taking this name is he is the person who can control all his thoughts. So here Arjuna might be thinking that it is the fear and other things. Oh, Krishna only, the killer of Kesi, the desires in him. Arjuna wanted him to kill the desires in him. Here Arjuna has forgotten that he is doing all this. I mean, this war is going on with the intention of, with the desire of Krishna and not with his desire. And that he has to do this war for Krishna. He forgot that. And he is thinking that he is going to kill everybody. Yeah, 31. Who will read? Somebody read. Vamshika, will you read? Brunda, you want to read?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
न चाश्रेयो न पश्यामि हत्वा स्वाजनं आहवे न काङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्ण न च राज्यं सुखानि च. Translation. I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsmen in this battle, nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness.
Yeah. I do not see how good thing, like from now in the last sloka, he has declared that he cannot kill anybody. So now he has to justify himself. He is a Kshatriya. The primary rule, that means if a Brahmana comes and says, like, I don't want to do fighting, there is no argument on it, because that is his profession. He is not meant to fight. But when Arjuna, the Kshatriya, the greatest Kshatriya, he is supposed to be the greatest warrior of that time. That means if you say who is the fighter, who is the topmost, the greatest fighter in your time, it is Arjuna. That kind of a person, and in the middle of the war, and it's not before the war, and after the war has already, once the conch shells are blown, the war has already begun. During that time, if he says, I am going to blow the, don't want to fight, he has to give the reasons. So he started giving the reasons. He says, I do not see how any good can come by killing my own kinsmen in the battle, nor I can, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness. So he has given his first reason, saying that I don't see any reason how any good will happen to me. So he has expressed the first reason. Here he has forgotten that it is not his self-satisfaction that is important, but it is the satisfaction of Krishna that is important, that he has forgotten. And so he says, he gives the first reason, saying that I don't see any reason how any good can happen to us, good to me. Yeah, who will read? Krishnapriya? Okay, read. Krishnapriya, Vishnupriya.
Yes, Mataji. Kim no rajena govinda, kim bhogai jivitena va, eshamarte kangshitam no, rajam bhoga sukhani cha, tam ime vasita yuddhe, pranam syaktva dhanani cha, acharya pitara putras, tataiva cha pitamaha, matula swashura pautra, शाला सम्बन्धिनस्तथा एतान् हन्तुमिच्छामि नाटोऽपि मधुसूदना अपि त्रैलोक्यराज्यस्य हेतो किं नु महि कृते निहत्य धातराष्ट्रान्ना कपितस्या जनार्दन.
Somebody who cannot read slokas, please read the text. Who is not reading slokas? Akshay, you can read slokas, no? Somebody who is not reading slokas.
Mataji, can I read?
Who is that?
This is Srinika Mataji.
Srinika, you are reading slokas, no?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, Srinika, Vamshika. Who is not reading slokas? Somebody can read. Nihal, you want to read?
Okay,
Neha?
Mataji.
Yeah, Nihal, read.
Translation. O Govinda, of what avail to us are a kingdom, happiness, or even life itself when all those for whom we may desire them are now arrayed on this battlefield? O Madhusudana, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, father-in-laws, grandsons, brother-in-laws, and other relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and standing before me, why should I wish to kill them, even though they might otherwise kill me? O maintainer of all living entities, I am not prepared to fight with them, even in exchange for the three worlds, let alone this earth. What pleasure will we derive from killing the sons of the Dhritarashtra?
Yeah. So he is giving what he is saying. He is addressing him as Govinda. As all of us know, the meaning of Govinda, it is the person, Govinda, the person who gives happiness to the cows. It is not only to the cows, but another meaning is sense organs. So a person who gives happiness to our sense organs is also addressed as Govinda. That is the reason why we normally address Krishna as Govinda. Here, what happiness is he giving? We always try to give an equation with Krishna. I'll do puja to you. Today, you make me study well. Or today, you give me good marks in the class. Like that, we always go to the temple and say, today I am breaking a coconut. So this is the desire I have. You please fulfill it. So that way, we always think that Krishna is a person who gives us sense gratification, who gives happiness to our sense organs. Here, Arjuna again is under great confusion, and he is also not looking for that transcendental happiness. He is only looking for the happiness of the material body. That means he totally forgot, and he thinks that he is a human being and all these are his relations, and he has to be loyal to them. So he also started doing this, and he gave the second reason for not killing anybody in the thing. The first one is he wanted to exhibit his love. Now next one is his compassion towards his relatives. And then compassion towards his relatives, because here what he is desiring is, what will I get by killing all of them? Whom will I show my happiness? Like we all discussed about this point. Many times we discuss this point. When you get a first rank in the class, what is that you want to do? Come running home and then show it to your parents, grandparents, say, I got my first rank. Suppose, and then if the moment you come running home and your house is locked, or even though if it is open also, there's nobody in the house, you get so much disappointed. Why? Because whenever we achieve something, the first thing what we want is to show it to our loved ones. When we show it to our loved ones and when they appreciate, that gives us a lot of happiness. When we achieve also, and when we have nobody to show, we have no enjoyment in it. When somebody says, I will give you the greatest award on the earth, we are very happy. He says, okay. Somebody tells me, calls me and say, yours very great, I'll give you a Nobel Prize. I'll say, very good, I'll take. Then they'll say, okay, I'll give you a Nobel Prize, but you cannot disclose it to anybody. You have to take the Nobel Prize, put it in your house. That's all. You can never in your life show it to anybody. Then immediately my question will be, what for is this Nobel Prize for me? What do I do with this Nobel Prize? If it is not announced, if I cannot share with anybody, what for is this for me? Will be the question. Here the same question has come to Arjuna. Oh, Madhusudana, the killer of a demon called Madhu. He is the killer of demon. Here he says, oh Govinda, of what avail to us are a kingdom, happiness? What will I get by getting this kingdom? When I am killing everybody, when my teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, everybody are here ready to give up their life and properties and are standing before me. Why should I kill them? Because Arjuna knows that he is a very greatest warrior, and he also knows that because Krishna is on his side, he is going to win, and then he is going to kill all of them. And he says, oh, maintainer of all the living entities, I am not prepared to fight with them, even in exchange for these 3 worlds. Why is this war happening? For getting the power on this Bharatavani. Those days, Bharatavani means the total world is Bharat Desam. Now the Bharat Desam has shrunk to the small place, but those days, the emperor, what means? We always think that in between America was discovered, that was discovered, this was discovered. No, this was, the total world was under the control of our kings those days. So when they say they are the king of the total world. So he says, not only this world, you give me all the 3 worlds also. That means you give me the Swargalokam and Patalalokam also. What pleasure will I derive from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra? Because what is something I lost it. What is the fun in killing my own kith and kin? That is what he says. Here also, the thing is, here the most important thing, what we have to learn in our life is, the most important thing is, see, what is Krishna asking Arjuna to do? Krishna is asking Arjuna to do his dharma. But here, what is Arjuna thinking? Arjuna is thinking, what will I get by doing this, my dharma? This is where we all do the mistake. We all, whatever we do in our life, we do for getting appreciations from others, not because what we are doing is the right thing. This is the biggest mistake all of us do. Like when we get something, when we do something, the only thing what we have to think or what we have to plan is what we are doing. Is it the right thing or not? Or what we are doing, are we doing it for the happiness of, getting appreciations from the people around us? These are the 2 things we have to analyze before doing things. Like you children have to study. Are you studying for getting first class in the mark and getting claps in the class, or are you studying to get the knowledge so that you will know better things, you will grow well in life, and you will lead a righteous life? Should you, what should be your aim in getting the in studying is what is important, rather than my next girl got 99 marks, I got 98 marks, so I am second in the class, and then get depressed. That is not the right way to think. Have we put in our best efforts to study? Or when we are studying, are we doing it in the right way or not? If we are doing it in the right way, whatever may be the results, the results won't bother us, because we have done our best. And we should never compare ourselves with others for negative things. We can always compare for positive things. That means they are able to utilize their time better. They are doing things in a better way than us. That way we have to always compare, but we should never compare ourselves with others for materialistic things. And we should never look for appreciations or praises from others. Here, this is where Arjuna is failing. What is he thinking? When like he will become a king, his brother will become a king, which is equal to he becoming the king. And after he becomes the king, what will happen? He is thinking, who will see my Bhishma, my grandfather will die, my Pedanana, the Dhritarashtra who was always crying for the kingdom will die, all my guru will die, everybody on this world, all the great personalities. Like normally we try to get our appreciation, good appreciations from our known people, from people. So all the known people, all the great personalities will be killed. When they are killed, what for is the kingdom for me? Whether I get it or not, it does not matter for me at all. This is the way he started thinking. That means he is not thinking that my dharma is to win the war. My dharma is to fight the injustice. He is thinking here what is important for me is to get appreciations from my people. Like this is nothing but saying that putting our happiness in our others' hands. This is one principle which all of us have to keep in mind and practice very seriously. We should never keep our happiness in others' hands. Like, it sounds very ridiculous when I say this, but it is the most important things which will relieve us from 90% of our problems. For example, today I am wearing this saree. When I wear this saree, suppose I like this color, I like this border, I like it, and with lot of love I have worn this saree. And then I go look at myself in the mirror and think, oh, I'm looking very nice in this saree. This saree is very good and all that. And I get dressed up well and come and sit here. And what will my immediate, see, because I like the saree, because it's in my range, because I can buy it, I can wear it, I have worn. That is where I should conclude that story of the saree. The moment I think, okay, I am worn this saree, now I am coming and sitting in this class, let me see how many of them are going to say that, Mataji, your saree is very nice. The moment I think about it, what happens is my mind control is lost. My mind control is gone from this class to my saree, to your appreciations. And suppose none of you comment on it. Here in the class, it may not happen, but suppose I go to a party and then I just have to go on there and enjoy. But what will happen? My total mind will be, nobody is appreciating my saree. Why? Why these people are not appreciating my saree? Maybe they are all very jealous. That means I have started a negative impression of them. And somebody very close to me comes and says, oh, Padma, you wore a green saree. This green doesn't suit you. Immediately, all my happiness is gone. I get depressed. I feel bad. And then I start cursing her within mind or outside. That means what happened? All my happiness I have taken, which I can enjoy myself, I am putting it in others' hands, which we should never do in our life. Whatever, this is the most important, one of the very important principles what all of us have to implement. That whatever is right, we should do. And whether somebody appreciate it or not should be a secondary issue. We should never concentrate on this, or we should never get emotionally disturbed by this. Whatever is right should be done. That's it. Okay. Yeah, we'll read this. Read. Jitesh, read.
Papam yevas shrayet asman hatvaitan atatya.
Okay, you read the meaning.
Atahinaha
Okay.
tasman nada vayam hantam dadrastran
Sabhandavan
swajanam hi katham hatva Shukina Syama Madhava.
Okay.
Translation. Sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain? O Krishna, husband of goddess of fortune, and how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen?
Okay, good. Right. So here he is saying, sins will overcome us if we slay such aggressors, if we kill all these people, aggressors, Let if we kill people like them, sins will come on us. Therefore, it is not proper to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. Here, he is forgetting one thing, that he is using them as aggressors. Like it is nothing but calling them akatais. That means there are six qualities in people. If they like the qualities of Kshatriyas is they have the right to kill people with those six qualities. Those six qualities are people who give poison to us, and people who set fire to our houses, and people who attack us with deadly instruments, and people who take away our properties illegally, and who take away our wealth illegally, and who ill-treat our wives. These are the people who have these qualities. Those people can immediately be killed by Kshatriyas. Here, all these six were done by Dhritarashtra, Kauravas to Pandavas. Like when Bhima was very young, when he was a boy, by that time itself, Duryodhana used to feel jealous of Bhima. So once, because he knew that in Pandavas, all the five are great, but Bhima is physically very strong, and Duryodhana is
He
also,
tried to poison Bhima.
yes. So he was very strong. So he thought he felt competition only with him. So what he has done is he has mixed some poison in the food and gave Bhima. And then he has thrown him in the lake. And then Bhima drowned in it. And then there he met some devatas, and he got extra boons and came out with the strength of much more, multiple times strength. He came back. So that way they could not kill. That means they are the people who have given poison to him and set fire to him. So these the Duryodhana wanted to kill all of them together. So what they did is they have constructed a house with lakka. Lakka is in English, what do you call that?
Mamsam.
Huh?
Mamsam.
Not mamsam. Lakka is a red metal which melts.
Wax.
Wax. It's not actually wax, but something like wax only. It's a bit harder than wax.
Mataji, lac.
Okay, Nama. So it's normally it will be very hard. The moment the heat is we set heat to it, immediately it melts. Not like the other houses which take time. The moment it gets some heat, immediately it burns. It just melts and collapses. So what they have done is they have constructed a palace with that material, and they have put all these five brothers and their mom in the palace, and one night they have decided to set fire to it. But then Krishna is always there to save them. So somehow they get the message that this night they are going to set fire to this palace, and this palace is made of such and such material. So what they do is immediately, because Bhima is such a healthy, strong person, he carries, there is a back door to that palace. So they run away from the palace, and after later the house will be set fire. But from there also for some time they wanted to be under disguise, that let them think that they are killed. But unfortunately, that night, one mother and her 5 sons come and take shelter in that house, one beggar lady, and those people will be burnt alive. So this Duryodhana thinks that, oh, this mother and these 5 children are none other than Kunti and Pandavas, and they think they are killed. But these people escape from the back door, and their Bhima carries all of them on the shoulders and take them away that night from the forest. So that also they have done. They attack them with deadly instruments. Many times that has happened between them. And also taking their property and their wealth. That is what they have illegally, not legally. Like they can win a war and take, nothing wrong in it. But what they have done, last week we have discussed about Shakuni's dice, with which that is an illegal, because that is not a fair game what they have played. So they called him for playing Judam, and because it is the right of a Kshatriya to, when he is invited to play, he has to go. So the Dharmaraju goes and then he loses. That way also they have done. And also, they have insulted Draupadi the way she should not have been insulted. So all this they have done. In spite of which, in spite of doing all this also, this Arjuna says, what do I get by killing all of them? I get only sin. Will he really get sin? He won't get sin, because it is the right of a Kshatriya to kill them. Because he is a Kshatriya and it is in the war field that he is killing them, he won't get killed. If in case Pandavas has died in one of the other means, which I have told, like burning them in Laksha Gruha and all that, these Kauravas would have got sin. But here, fighting in the war field, Pandavas won't get sin. But in spite of that, Bhima is thinking, not Bhima, Arjuna is thinking that he will get sin. Okay, so Bhima thinks like that. Okay, now Rajasanya, will you read? Hare Krishna. Or
Mataji, can I?
yeah, who is that?
Vishnupriya.
Yeah, read Amma.
यद्यप्येतेन पश्यन्ति लोभोपहत चेतसा कुलक्षये कृतं दोषं कुलक्षय कृतं मित्रद्रोहे च पातकं कथं धनेयम् अस्माभिः पापात् अस्मान् निवर्तितुं कुलक्षय कृतं दोषं प्रपश्यद्भिर्जनार्दन. Translation. O Janardana, although these men, their hearts overtaken by greed, seen no fault in killed one's family or quarreling with friends, why should we, who can see the crime in destroying a family, engage in these acts of sin?
Yeah. Here, what he is saying is, oh Janardana, although these men, their hearts overtaken by greed, these people, he is saying, these people are not good. Their heart is overtaken by greed. See no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends. Why should we? Okay, they are doing it, they are like that. But why should we do it? We are not like that. We are not greedy people. So why should we do it? We can see the crime in destroying the family, engage in the act of sin. That means the total families are getting destroyed. Here, who are all there? The total world is there. So what will happen? The total dynasty will get destroyed. So when the total dynasty get destroyed, the total dynasty will get destroyed, lot of traditions will go bad. So why should I do? Okay, they're doing it, let them do it. But why should I do? Was his question. Let them do it. This is one more reason. Destroying the tradition was one more reason he is giving. Yeah, next, who will read? Hare Krishna.
Mataji, can I?
Yeah.
Kulo kasye pranashyanti kulo dharma sanatanaha dharme nasthe kulam kristanam dharmo abhibhavita utta. Translation. With the destruction of the dynasty and the eternal family tradition is vanished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion.
Yes. So here, it is not like these days the families are like here now our family means who will be there in the family? Father, mother, and children. That's all. Nobody else. So there are really no traditions that we are carrying these days. But those days it was different. Like it was the grandparents, or even sometimes the grandparents' parents, and then parents, and then the children. The total family is together. When the family is together and the grandparents or the elders in the family, they know what is right, what is wrong, and they know what has to be done. When the children are doing something, they keep on guiding. Like even in our childhood also, this Bhagavad Gita I might be reading now, but in my childhood itself, when I was quite small, much younger than all of you, I knew the total Ramayanam, Mahabharatam, Bhagavatam, everything I knew. How did I know? Like there were no classes for us at all. It was my grandmother who was teaching every night. We used to, after dinner, those days there were no radios also. Hardly there was a radio, sometimes maybe 1 hour in the house. Sometimes they used to, my parents used to listen that radio also. We never listened. Like night 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. By then we used to finish our all homeworks. Like we had we never had so much of pressure on education like what you are having. So we used to, after coming from school, 1 or 2 hours play, then study, and then by 8 o'clock we used to finish everything and go and put our cots outside the house under the moonlight. And then my grandmother used to go and sleep with my grandmother. She used to tell us all the beautiful stories. All the stories were told to us by my grandmother only. So that way, in that childhood, that is the family tradition. That means my grandmother knew all the stories. My grandmother, how did she give? She was a total illiterate lady. She can't write and read, but she knows all the stories. She knows all the literature. Actually, we have to be very careful in using these words. We should never say they are stories. That is our history. So she knew our total history. How did she knew? In my grandfather's house, there were my grandfather was also not very literate, but there were always people coming discussing all this. So doing house work inside the house, she was listening, and that's how she got everything. And she told us, if we were continuing the same tradition, I would have told my children. My children knew to some extent, because by the time my children have come, the tradition itself has changed. That means the importance for teaching them all this has come down. Little competition on the education has come, and also external enjoyments have come. So they knew only part of it. Like when it came to my grandchildren, they are all like you. So for them, learning means this is the way of learning. Why? The family tradition, the thing has come. Because, and now when there are no grandparents or great grandparents who are well versed with this knowledge, you are not getting that this knowledge. Even lot of tradition, what is good, what is bad. See, this Ayurvedic medicine, now it has become a medicine. Those days, anything we fall sick, there were no doctors. The doctors, there were Ayurvedic doctors to whom they used to go very rarely. Immediately, some medicine used to come from the kitchen, just simple. And they used to take that medicine, and there they are cured. From where are they learning all this? They learn all this from the parents. Even when people do business, or when male boys, when they do farming also, when the crop gets a disease, who will teach them what medicine to use? His father will teach, other the next neighbor will teach. That way the family traditions were continuing generations together. The people were together. Now, if he kills everybody, if he kills all these men, who will be there? The family tradition, the generation, the dynasties will be destroyed. This is one more reason what he has taken to not to kill. One more reason he has taken. Yeah, 40. Who will tell 40?
Mataji, can I tell?
Yeah, anybody?
Adharma vivavat Krishna pradushyanti kulas stritaya trishu dustashu varsneya jayate varna sankaraha. When translation, when a religion is prominent in the family, O Krishna, the women of the family became populated, and from the
polluted.
Become polluted, and from the degradation of womanhood, O descent of Vrinshi, comes unwanted progeny. Descendant of Vrinshi comes unwanted progeny.
Yeah, somebody has asked me what is aggressors. Aggressors means people who are very aggressive. I told you the 6 qualities, no? The two people have put what is aggressors. Aggressive means people who are very aggressive. That means I told the 6 qualities whichever I have told. Who those people are called aggressors. Aggressive, aggression. Aggression. All of you must be knowing the word aggression, no? Who are very very aggressive are called aggressors. Okay, 40. Okay. When religion is prominent in the family, oh Krishna, the women of the family become polluted. Here, what happens is all the male will be killed. In those days, only the male used to go for war. So the male will be killed. So when all the male, whoever have participated in this war were killed, the total everybody died except Pandavas. That's all. Everybody died. So there will be no male. That means only the small boys who are not yet qualified to go for war will be alive, and the very old men will be alive. Then who will take care of the family? Those were the days when family traditions were maintained very well. That means there were very clear defined works for each. That means the elders in the family should do this, the young men in the family should do this, the young boy should do this, the lady should do this, the girl child should do this. That way, there were very clear-cut definition, work allotment. So the women, those days, the women were not going out and earning. And also, so there will be, and more than all that, so the women will not have income to live. Okay, the king might take care later, but still in the family, the man earns. So there are no men to earn. So what will happen to the man in the family? It will become an orphanage. And then also the girls who have to get married, they will not have anybody whom they can marry. And that is one thing. So somehow they have to get married. So what will happen? They won't have anybody to marry. And here, because it is the war between Kauravas and Pandavas, and tomorrow Pandavas will win, and Pandavas are very good kings, though they don't do any illegal things. But in those days, when the wars happen, if the king who has conquered is very bad, what he used to do is he used to take away all the women who are very beautiful to his palace and either marry them or put them as slaves in his kingdom, in his palace. So and women also, they won't have proper guidance, and so they will get polluted. So he says, when the women are getting polluted, like when somebody takes them off and then they don't marry him, and they get illegal children and all that, all the family traditions, what we discuss about Kulas, Varnas, Chatur Varnam, this Chatur Varnam, everything is destroyed now. Nothing will be continued. So this will also go. So then there will be unwanted children born in the society, and the total society will get spoiled. So these are the reasons he has given. Yeah, 41. We'll read.
Shall I read, Mataji?
Who? Runda? Whoever has not read, please read. Whoever have not read, please read. Yeah. If there is nobody, then you can read. Yeah. Yeah, read.
Yes, Mataji. Sankaro narakayaiva kulajnanam kulasya cha patanti pitaro yesham luptapindodaka kriyaha. Translation: an increase of unwanted population certainly causes hellish life both for the family and for those who destroy the family tradition. The ancestors of such corrupt families fall down because the performances for offering them food and water are entirely stopped.
Yes. An increase in unwanted population. We have discussed, no, that there will be no men, and they'll have unwanted children, will call hellish lives to both the families and for those who destroy the family traditions. Here Arjuna is taking it as, who has destroyed the family tradition? It is Arjuna who has killed everybody. So he becomes the culprit. Actually, that is what he should understand, that it is not he who has done. He has only done his part of the game, but he doesn't have anything, any grudge on anybody to kill them. Like it is like we have our, we always take this example, a soldier who goes to Pakistan war and kills, suppose he kills 100 Pakistanis in the war in the rightful way, what do? We call them to, after he comes back, we give them a great award like Paramavira Chakra and felicitate him and do lot of respects, give lot of respects to him. And tomorrow, after he takes leave and come back home and fights with somebody in the next door, or and gets angry on somebody who has done definitely a crime and kills him, what will we do? Immediately the police will come and arrest him. He says, "Arey, with the same gun I killed 100 Pakistanis and you people have given me Paramavira Chakra. Now with the same gun, and this man has really done a great crime in spite of which I have killed. Why are you arresting me?" He cannot do it, because there it is his duty. Here it is not his duty. Here what he has to do, either he has to stop him or go and give the complaint to police. So that is the difference what we should do. That means there he is doing, here, like here, Arjuna, if he fights, it is for his duty he is doing. In the other way, it is not. So here he should not feel that he is the one who does the family, destroying the family traditions. But he says, whoever are doing against the family traditions are going to get bad name, and I am also going to get it, because I am the reason for it. The ancestors of such corrupt families fall down because of the performances of offering the food and water are entirely stopped. Every year, all of us know, yesterday is Sankranti, and in many of our families, we have offered clothes, food and water to our elders who have passed away. Many of the families must have done. Why? We believe that this Sankranti, a lot of people do, and for Dasara also a lot of people do. And some people do on the day they passed away. And these are the 3 times when they do. So every year, on that particular day, they keep offering. So what is our belief? Our belief is that 1 year for us is 1 day for the people who have died. So after they have died, so every year we have to do the Pinda Pradhanam, we have to do the particular prayer and offer them food and water. And now that all the men are died, that will be totally stopped. When that is stopped, what happens? Those ancestors who are there in the above and who are still looking for our offerings, these offerings will only keep them safe in the whichever place they are. When they don't get these offerings, immediately they will lose that place and they will come back to hell. So it is not just causing harm to the people who are alive, but also I am causing harm to the people who have already gone. So that is one thing. Okay. The next. Who will read next? Who will read next?
Mataji, can I?
Yeah, read.
दोषर वर्ण शंकर कारखै उत्सध्यन्ते जाति धर्माः कुल धर्माश्च शाश्वतः. Translation: by the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are devastated.
The evil deeds of those who destroy the family traditions. That means he feels that he is doing the evil deed of destroying the family tradition and thus raise to unwanted children. All kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are stopped. These are the activities what we have been discussing in the last few slokas. So because I am the reason for it, all the sin is going to come to me, and I am going to be the reason for destroying this kind of a thing. So he is trying to think that he is doing it. That the thought that I am doing it, That is what is the cause for destruction in our lives also. This is where Arjuna got bewildered and then he is thinking in a wrong way. Okay, 43. Akshaya, you want to read?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, read.
Utsanna kuladharmanam manushyanam janardana narake niyatam vaso bhavatitya anususaram. Translation: O Krishna, maintainer of the people, I have heard by
Succession. One after the other, one after
that
the other.
those who family traditions are destroyed dwell always in hell.
Yeah. So here again he is repeating the same thing. But because of me only, all these family traditions are destroyed, and that means they are not going to get the required food from the people who are here, and and these traditions are being lost. Here is only repeating what all he said. Yeah, 44. Who will read? Siri, you want to read? Sri Sagama, you can read?
Yes, Mataji. Can you hear me?
Yeah, right.
Aho bhata mahat papam kartum vyavasitvayam yadrajya sukalobhena hantum swajanam udyatah. Translation: Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts. Driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness, we are intent on killing our own kinsmen. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he is telling, alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit great sinful act. As if he has realized now, just now, that he has to do a war. This war they have planning for ages. And here he forgot what all Kauravas have done to him. The way no person would insult anybody, the worst way Kauravas could insult, they have insulted Pandavas. In spite of which he forgot everything because of the compassion that has come into him, and also because he thought, he forgot Krishna. In spite of having Krishna next to him, he forgot. This is a mistake what we all always do. We forget that it is Krishna who is doing all this, and then he thinks he is doing all this. So he's thinking how strange it is, preparing to commit greatly sinful act. How did I come and how did I prepare myself to do all this? Driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness. Royal happiness means the king happiness. That means if I win over this war, I will become a king, and I am going to use the happiness like a king. We are intent to killing our own, but means I want to enjoy the kingdom by killing our own men. This is what he was wondering. How can I do all this? Yeah, Siri, read.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Yadi mam apratikaram ashastram shastrapanaya dhartarashtrarane hanyus tanme kshemataram bhavet. Translation: Better for me if the sons of Dhritarashtra, weapons in hand, were to kill me unarmed and unresisting on the battlefield.
Okay. So he says it's better for me like they kill me, because here once the war starts, either I have to kill them or they have to kill him. So he doesn't want the war. What he's feeling, in the war there are many rules. The rules are that it is not like the wars now. They have to maintain some rules. Like the rules are, we can, if suppose one person is on the chariot, the other person is on the ground, the person cannot kill. Either if he wants to fight with him, he has to come down of the chariot and then fight. And if suppose a person has fallen down and there are no instruments or anything, he doesn't have anything to fight, we cannot have a bow and arrow or something else and go and fight. We also should leave over all our instruments there and go and fight with him one to one, hand to hand. That way, there are many rules. That means, suppose somebody wanted to drink a glass of water. So, and he says he puts his bow and arrow there and goes to drink water. On the way, somebody cannot kill him. He has to wait until he comes back and then kill. That means only when the opposite person is in the same status in which we are, we have to kill. That is the main rule which was followed in those days. As we have already discussed, the war was also from morning sunrise to evening sunset. After sunset till next day morning, there was no war. It was all cleaning up, taking rest, and then getting the injuries clean, and all those things were happening. So he says, now I'll leave all my bow and arrow, everything here, and stand in front of them. And I don't mind if they kill me unarmed, which is wrong. Actually, in the war, after the war has started, these Kauravas have done many things like this. Arjuna had a great son called Abhimanyu. Kauravas have killed Abhimanyu when he fell down. So when somebody don't resist, they should not fight. So if I'm not resisting, I'm just standing like this, then also they can kill me. And I'll just stand, let them kill. I don't want to fight. So he has put down his thing. Yeah. Last one. We'll read.
Mataji, can I read?
Yeah.
Evam yuktava Sankye Ratopasta Upavisat Visrajya Sasaram Chapam Sokasama Vignaha Manasaha. Translation. Sanjaya said, Arjuna, having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down on his chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief.
Yeah. So after that, now it started with Dhritarashtra, this chapter, and then ended with Sanjaya. So Sanjaya was describing this. Sanjaya is telling the total Mahabharata Yuddham to Dhritarashtra. Sanjaya said, Arjuna, having said thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrow. He has put aside his bow and arrow and sat on the chariot, and then with lot of greed. This is what he has explained. So we have discussed about these 5 reasons why what Arjuna has told Krishna, why he doesn't want to fight. That is, first one is compassion towards his relatives. After seeing his relatives, he felt so compassionate, and no happiness in victory, because there is nobody who will enjoy. That means what we have told, we are putting our happiness in others' hands, because there is nobody who would enjoy his victory. He doesn't say no happiness in the victory. Fear of sinful reactions. That means killing all his kith and kin, close relatives. He says that I am going to get fear. Sinful reactions. He forgot totally that he is a Kshatriya and he has the right to kill for a rightful reason. And the 4th reason, what he said, last reason is negative effects of destroying family traditions. He said, by doing all this, I am destroying the family traditions, and because of which lot of the community will get spoiled, and the total traditions will go, and the total society will get this thing, and the ancestors also will go back to hell. Giving all these reasons, Arjuna has finally declared that I am not going to fight, and he withdrew from the war. Yeah. And
Hare Krishna, Mataji.